Lisa and I were making pan-seared chicken thighs and red wine reduction, trying to listen to Chet Baker through her Bluetooth speaker. But the TV on in the adjoining room was loud and overbearing. Through the interior window, I could see the back of her husband's head as he watched Peaky Blinders. I called to him, "Sir, can you turn that down? We're trying to enjoy some jazz in here." But he couldn't hear me over the dark, poetic menace and working class wit of the show's dialogue. I turned to her. "Is your husband trying to intimidate me by way of Tom Shelby, the show's brooding and ruthlessly ambitious protagonist?" "Yes," she said, "and how you handle this will determine the rest of the night." I was blindsided by this. She had told me she was married, and happily at that. She'd also told me her husband would be present that evening. I had simply assumed that he would be quiet in a dark corner somewhere, touching himself, watching us with his burning, beady, cuck-old eyes. I did not expect him to be outsourcing his intimidation tactics to a British historical crime drama with the volume on full blast. "I'm sorry," I told her, "I can't do this. This isn't my idea of a romantic evening. Plus, I haven't seen season 6 yet, and I don't want spoilers." I turned to leave and she immediately began sobbing. I felt for her. It's not every day somebody like me walks into your life, and here I was leaving before the first chorus. Then I noticed something. The Brummy accents had stopped. The dark, poetic menace had vanished. Apparently the show had been paused and Greg was standing in the kitchen now, towering over me. "What did you do to her?" he whined. And I couldn't help but notice how high-pitched and effeminate his voice was. "I'm ending our evening," I answered coldly. Then he rushed to the door and barred my exit. "Not till you wine and dine her, you don't." And that's as far as I've gotten with this part because we had a fight. And, I'm bad at writing fight sequences because I abhor violence. But yeah, no, I'm gonna get this done, and I'm just struggling to give it the gravitas it needs because the final blow in the fight, and I struggle to find a sophisticated way to say this because the coup de grace was, it was a purple nurple, or I gave the man a titty twister, or a nipple cripple is what they call it in the UK. And I have no problem with those colloquial terms. The problem is they just frame it as this low stakes schoolyard stunt. And what I did was a very adult self-defense maneuver. And I don't want you to get the idea I think I'm a fighter. I'm not a fighter. I don't fancy myself a fighter. So the fact that this man, Greg, folded so easily just says a lot. I didn't include this in the draft, but I'm going to. That night he was wearing a 3-piece suit and he was armed. He had a Colt 45 and a shoulder holster. He looked the part. He looked like an old school gangster. But when it came time to show me who was boss, he buckled under the pressure that I applied to his nipples. Lisa actually texted me recently. She said that they're filing for divorce. And I'm like, I really hope I didn't have anything to do with it, but let's be real. I probably did. And I texted her back and I was like, well, are you planning to consider yourself happily married until the papers are finalized at least? And she had nothing to say to that, which I'm taking to mean she's evolving her emotional lexicon, and that's her prerogative. I don't know how far she'll get with that, but she doesn't have to. She's not a poet. That's my job. And then again, I didn't always want to be a poet. I wanted to be a secret agent. I don't have time to finish my material. I will leave you with one last poem. Everyone, please be quiet. I'm sure.
This is a Juneteenth show. We've seen a lot. We just watched a white man do several different rounds of poetry with 4 different books. You know what I'm saying? This nigga had a clipboard, he had a notebook, he had a sketch pad. He had everything but a lot of jokes. And that's the thing about comedy. I don't know why this white man on a Juneteenth show talking about, and let me tell you about cuckold. Black people don't do that.